Usually when I do some work on firearms for my friends and that, and I get an unusual gun or something you don't see every day, somebody wants me to clean, as in this case, I make a video about it because this is kind of an unusual shotgun. What this is this is a Forehand and Wadsworth single barrel twist steel or Damascus steel barrel shotgun, 12 gauge with a side, kind of an interesting side hammer arrangement here. The gun was made, I believe, in the 1880s, 1890s, and what's kind of unusual about it is generally twist barrels or Damascus barrels, as you can see this swirl pattern on this, were usually made in shotguns, double barrel shotguns at that time. And I remember back in the 70s, the controversy about these barrels being weak and only to be used with black powder, but I'll get into the barrel later. It's a pretty simple gun. It's another one of these companies, you mostly hear about them for small pocket handguns, 38s, 32s. They made that for a while. It's one of these companies that produce guns. It was bought, sold, and that, so you'll see the name on different firearms over time. And like I said, what's kind of unique about this, it's just a simple little break action shotgun. Has this side hammer arrangement with a floating firing pin that goes into the chamber. I think you can see it says fine twist steel, and if you look, that's a Damascus barrel on there. Now another interesting thing, you can see it on this side, the receiver was nickel plated, and I guess the trigger guard also, where most of that over time is worn away. And this particular gun also, I believe, was damaged. I am not quite sure what this is, this brass thing. And it looks like there's some, it's been soldered on or something. So something bad happened to this gun at one point in time. And a friend of mine, this was given to him. Some old fella gave him these guns lying around. He knows it's kind of a antique and a wall hanger. You wouldn't want to shoot this. And the reason is even when the twist barrels were new, and you can see this is rusted, and I think when I was checking this gun out, somewhere on the bottom it looked like somewhere along here it looked like there was a crack or something. It just could have been rust, but still, you don't want to take the chance of these barrels bursting. Now, what is a Damascus barrel or twist barrel? We go to Flaterman's guide here. It's strips of steel or iron, gun barrel iron, that's twisted and formed and hammered, forged, and then they would take these twists or this iron, and then pound it around a mandrel to form the barrel. And it's the strips of steel and how it's like twine, you know, it's like coiled like rope, that will give it these distinctive, the distinctive Damascus barrel. There's like a pattern on there. If you've seen any of these in real good shape, I've seen guns like this. They have this kind of intricate patterning on the barrel itself, which this one does too. Some of it's still left. I think this one's just a single iron Damascus. But they're interesting guns. I've seen a lot of them, like I said, mostly doubles. What's rare about this gun, or unusual about it, is it's very few single barrels were made like this. And it's kind of a neat little gun, something you don't see. Value-wise, I don't know, if it's in mint condition, Flaterman will list it at $150. but I've seen people online have them in better shape than this. This is not in totally good shape, and it has some rust in it. People put them out for $200 and that, but it's more of a curiosity. A lot of people who are collectors of unusual guns and just display them. This is not a gun to be shot, okay, or used, even with black powder cartridges. But it's just an interesting part of just American firearms. And it's an interesting type of gun. So I thought I'd make a little video of it, because this is the first one I've seen in years, #1 Damascus barrel, and like they said, the single barrels are quite unusual. We'll take a closer look at the action and firing pin. I'll get the barrel off on this. Okay, like I said, what's unusual about it is the side hammer. Most of the shotguns will have a receiver, you know, like you see nowadays, the single barrels, the hammer in the middle. This one here, you know, as usual, you pull out the little forearm, hit the and as you see, hammer's off to the side, and it comes around, and you got a floating firing pin in there. Just a simple gun. And like I said, it was nickel plated, this model, and it's just unusual. And again, even though if a gun is old, unusual, and not seen much, doesn't really, or rare, you can say this is a rare gun, doesn't mean its value is there. Like I said, because of the Damascus barrel and that, you shouldn't fire this gun. They weren't safe in the old days. Yeah, I see that. It looks like a crack in there. Looks like a split. The way these things were designed and made, they weren't real safe in the old days. And with modern powder, they're not safe at all. They could burst and split. But like I said, neat, interesting old gun. Generally, this is like a collector's item, and it is a wall hanger. I cleaned it up fairly well for the guy. You know, the age, it shows its age. And just another little neat little thing.